Hello, everybody. So today I wanted to talk about the movie Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were-Rabbit, and I just got through watching it, and I figured I'd talk about. I mean, I've seen it a million times, but I just wanted to talk to y'all to see if y'all actually understood a lot of the very crass humor. You just don't get humor like this anymore in shows anymore. It's not really a cartoon, it's claymation. Well, stop motion. Claymation is a form of stop motion. Oh, Jesus. I'm not even gonna respond to that text, only because one, I'm about to go to bed, and two, I mean, first of all, does he even know what time it is? It is 9:27. No, you're good. I swear. And all he's gonna ask for is, hey man, could you get me a coffee? Hey man, could you make me something to eat? I'm serious, man. But anyway, so I'm watching this movie, and there's a lot of things you really don't pick up on. And one of the scenes I want to point out to y'all, first of all, there's just a lot of illusions. Nick Park and Peter Lord. It doesn't matter what they do. They always know how to make a laugh. That you just, if you ever watch Flushed Away, you just get such great humor. I mean, Millicent bystander, really. Millicent actually is a term. I forget what it is, what term exactly. I think it's French. But to me. But it means characteristics of a woman, pretty much. And let's face it, he's a the girl even relates to him as a uptight, pompous, big girl's blouse. But that's not the point. Going back to Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were-Rabbit. First of all, the scene at Tottington Hall when they're in the garden, that whole carrot thing, that was just set up so nicely, and then the sprinkler going off at the end, right when, I mean, the way she talks, man, don't you... Really, and now you're gonna ask if there's anything to eat. I mean, it's 9:27, dude. I'm about to head to bed, man. I gave him food, man. I just made stroganoff. He's not hungry. He's fat. I mean, if you were me, it wouldn't be rude, It's just, come on, dude. And he can, there's bread. He knows where food is. He can get it himself. He's just freaking lazy. But, anyway, the whole carrot innuendo, the whole sprinkler thing going off at just the right moment, when she's right up in his face and she says, can't you just imagine I think she says sumptuous, silky flesh. She even uses those terms. Can't you just imagine what it tastes like? And then right when he's and she's like right in front of his face with a carrot, Gromit throws this thing at a valve and it sends off the sprinklers and just showers everybody, soaking everybody. You get the innuendo, I mean, come on. They even set it up with, when she walks over, I showed Victor, but he never took interest in my garden, And then she walks up, grabbing the melons right in front of her breast. I mean, come on, man. That comes before the carrot thing, and, it's... I mean, right when Wallace has his mouth wide open, does Gromit decide to throw the sprinkler? I mean, come on. That is some crass innuendo. Listen, You know, I forget if it was Nick Parker or Peter Lord who's, I think Peter Lord did this one only with other people. Nick Park and Peter Lord did a lot up to like Chicken Run, then it's like kind of, But I just love English films, man. They just got so many illusions. They don't make cartoons like that anymore, where it's mildly crass, you know. They got some clever innuendos in there, and then the full moon one where Victor Quartermain is hanging down. It's like, beware the full moon. I mean, it's Curse of the Were-Rabbit, you know. They turn on the full moon, you know, like the werewolf thing, but they show him, and then the dog fight scene where, I mean, they don't say it out loud, you know. You got the one dog and Gromit in these little toy planes, and you know it's supposed to be a dog fight because they're flying around and everything. And then you don't get people to where they set up jokes like, and then wait for the punchline. You know, at first it just seems creative that they you know, that Quartermain runs out of the 3 bullets, and then, you know, he takes the gold carrot. You think, oh, that's clever, you know, and then he takes the old antique musket and then the fireworks, you know, oh, that's cool. Oh, hold on, I gotta close my window. And then, in the end, he's like, something like, eat the carrot or something. It's a bunny eating a carrot joke, because bunnies love carrots, you know. Well, vegetables. You know, and that was just a nice setup, you know. People really don't appreciate comedy like that. They don't understand it is the thing. People are into this direct, just crude, you know. It's crude what people are into these days, you know. And it's sickening, you know. I watch today's TV, you know. I get disgusted with Family Guy. You know, Family Guy is satirical, you know, which is why you tolerate it. Because satirical, it's supposed to be like a hyperbole, you know. Seder is supposed to be a hyperbole, so of course it's going to be beyond crass and crude, you know. But there's a difference, you know. This is a kid's show, you know. They make kids show, you know. There's a difference between a mature cartoon shown on Adult Swim than a kid's show, you know. I mean, even in Chicken Run, they had Edwina, the one who dies in the end. Dies in the beginning. They named her after a lady who actually was responsible for a salmonella outbreak. From, you know, I mean, come on, that is some dark, twisted humor right there. You know, that is an inside joke that, and then there was a lot of references to The Great Escape, you know, like with Rocky, played by Mel Gibson, the voice anyway, you know, rides over the fence and everything. It's like a Jewish prison. You know, there's a lot of dark humor. And what's funny is people think, wow, you take this really to heart. No! I watch the special features. And then a lot of it, oh, come on, dude, like, you didn't get that. And it's like, yeah, I could see how, and then people really respond to me like, yeah, I could see how you would think that. No, dude. That's exactly what's going on. People don't, first of all, it's an English film, so you know there's going to be a lot of allusions and little hidden things. That was redundant. That was just a paraphrase. But anyway, you know there's going to be allusions. You know there's going to be some insider jokes, you know. But, I mean, come on, people. I'm not making this up. What I talk about when I watch a movie, that's what they mean. If you want to read through like 20 pages worth of forums to understand it, go for it. You want to watch the special features, go for it. If you don't want to do that, I mean, you're really going to have to take my word. I mean, 1, because I actually do that, so I'm credible. 3, well, I mean, 2, you know, I don't know why I jumped to 3, but anyway. Well, 1, you do it yourself. 2, trust me, because I'm credible. 3, you know. And it sickens me. You know, they don't make humor like that anymore, where it's just crass enough to where you get it, you know? And the whole thing is just gross. Honestly, I don't know what the directors were thinking when they made this movie, but this is the grossest movie I've ever seen in my life. And I admit, I'm a watcher of porn, but as far as illusions go and kid shows that are appropriate, this is one of the grossest appropriate movies I have ever seen. Just the entire thing, you know. Every other second of the movie, literally, it's like every other literal second is a crass sexual innuendo, you know. And a lot of people pick up on some of the obvious stuff, you know, like the melon thing. A lot of people would probably let the carrot thing and then the sprinkler thing go, because it's like, well, no, you know, Gromit's just trying to stop them any way they can. Come on. First of all, people, a movie is like a book. Why bother writing it? You know, first of all, you're going to write something. You're not going to put a single word without thinking about it through and through. You know, you're going to think about the sentence first, and then you're going to write it. You think about it first. You're not just going to blindly write. Some people can. But what are you doing? You're subconsciously thinking. It has to be a thought, whether it's known to you or subconscious, before it can pass through and become written. And then visualized. And then understood. And everything in a movie is thought out. Nobody's going to put a single detail in the movie without it having meaning. I mean, even Stephen King's, you know, Rose Red, you know, if you watch the special features, say you have the VHS tape where it just plays special features after it regardless, you know. It tells you what all what the red door means. It tells you what all the symbols are. It doesn't tell you every single one, because one, some of them are, you know, some things are just meant, I mean, you know, the people who made, you know, Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run, and you know, say you watch another TV show other than anything by Nick Park and Peter Lord, they're not gonna tell you, as part of a kid's show, all the sexual innuendos. They're not gonna point that out. Not even in the special features. I mean, let's be realistic. Why would you do that? You're never gonna let your kid watch it then. And you know your kids aren't gonna understand it. So it's kind of an insider for you adults. So you can kind of be into it, you know? It's not trying to brainwash kids, really. It's for the adults to kind of have a little laugh, you know? It's like, ha! And I watched this as a kid. Man. No wonder why it turned out the way I did. Second thought. Kids, you ain't watching Lion King no more. I mean, come on, really. Lion King was a great movie. I mean, I know a lot of people are saying, come on, you're just saying it. It really is a good movie. It's culture, man. The Lion King is just a nice, well-written movie. And there are some things that didn't turn out right, that were supposed to be clever, but it turned out to be not so much. So I just wanted to wrap this up real quick. I want this to be a short video because I want to entice y'all to watch it. But I mean, I'm not making this. I mean, what kind of people would reference Kafka? Franz Kafka. Look up, I mean, watch Flushed Away. They will even put in a reference with a cockroach. Honestly, it was so descriptive, even though they just called it vermin, you know, but it described a cockroach. I mean, let's put it that way. Everybody perceives that as a cockroach because that's just how well descriptive Franz Kafka was when he, you know, described this vermin creature that Gregor Samsa, the character, you know, I mean, read the Metamorphosis. It's a short story. It's like a couple pages long. If you can't read that, then... I mean, and plus, Franz Kafka's known for being, you know, that type of abstractified, dark scent, you know, dark... I'm just going to say dark descriptor, even though that's not the word I want to use. I can't think of it right now. It's not a dark sense of humor, but he's got a dark way of writing, you know. I guess you could say it's gothic, but gothic in its own way, you know. But, and just a fun fact, Superman is gothic. Any type of supernatural abilities or anything like I can fly is a gothic twist. People don't understand what gothic really means. Yes, there's the dark sense, you know, but there's, you know, like romanticism. They think, oh, it's a lovey-dovey sex thing. No. Bright romantic is typically more hippy-dippy, looking at the brighter side of things. And dark romantic is more gothic, yes. But it's also can be more realistic. You know, it could be either realistic or more gothic. More supernatural, but in a dark sense. But gothic doesn't always mean in a dark sense. It just means supernatural, which could be superhero. And talk to your lit teacher. Talk to anybody. They'll back me up on this. And, but yeah, I just wanted to point that out. This was one of the grossest movies I've ever seen. I mean, and they're just good movies, you know? Actually pay attention. Directors, I mean, back in the day, you knew there was signs, you know, like On the Waterfront. It's a black and white movie with the fences, the way the doors are. That's all the image. Nowadays, people don't think about that because it's all just thrown together, choppy. They just get straight to the... They don't build suspense. They don't actually explain anything, you know? Like On the Waterfront, when there's the horns and the waves while the girl is trying to tell the dude, you know, his best friend was killed by the mafia. They did that because, yeah, typically they have, like, car horns and stuff, you know, even in Adventure Time, they had the train when Finn was about to say, son of a... I mean, seriously. I mean, Adventure Time even uses the term sexy. I mean, even on Lumpy Space's Prince, you know, LSP's car, it said sexy lumps. SXYLMPS. You know, that's definitely a reference to the song. You know, Lady Lumps, I think. Yeah, but, I forget who sings it. My apologies. But, I mean, you know, it was bad news. It was something bad. You typically censor things when you hear bad news. And that's why they did it. And people don't pick up on that. I was the only one who actually picked up on it. In fact, I was the only one who knew what a bough was. B-O-U-G-H. Everybody heard the term. In the treetop, the cradle will fall. And when the bough breaks, the cradle will... It's the thicker part of the branch of a tree, people. And it like Ezra Pound. Do you even understand that one poem? Apparitions of faces, petal on a dark, damp bough or something. You know, apparitions of faces. He's talking about like the people. They're not people anymore. They're just lifeless. They're just ghosts that are just there, you know. It's like when you walk down the street, you know. It's not like you actually see people. They're just They're just ghosts walking the plane, lost. You know, that's what he's saying. And people don't understand that. That's the same with movies. And you think I'm going way too far with this, but no, I am actually not. Do you actually want to go out yourself and read the forums? I doubt you actually will. But that's the challenge. You go and do that, and you'll know I'm right. And I just wanted to point that out so people, when you watch a movie, I mean, don't knock it just because there's some sexual innuendo and you pick up on it now and you think, oh, I'm not letting my kids watch it. Kids don't know. And plus, when you think about it, you're not going to teach your kids about sex anyway. Teachers are going to do a half-assed job and you know it. In fact, they're probably going to make it worse. I mean, plus, it's like, it's a healthy way. You grew up with it and you turned out fine. You know, we need more shows like this that are just subtle enough to help kids understand a little bit more about, you know, that. Considering you're not going to, and you don't really want them to hear it from, like, their friends or something more direct, you know? I mean, let's agree to disagree. They gotta learn about it somehow, and this is a nice, subtle, progressive, slow transition. But none of that direct stuff, man. Today's shows are just so crass and crude, you know? I'm not knocking Bob's Burgers now. I love Bob's Burgers, don't get me wrong. I love direct humor now that I'm older and I understand it a bit. But, I mean, this was, like, so direct. You didn't even pick up on it because they did it so well. They actually knew how to be clever with it. They didn't just go out and do it and be direct about it. You know, they were subtle. They didn't break the fourth wall between characters, you know. It was just something that happened to be said in such a way, you know, we always say those things in a wrong way, and that's probably why, because this is what teaches us how to speak early on, you know. But I'm Fluffly Wuffly, I'm signing out. And I hope you all enjoy, man. Seriously, pay attention now. You watch some TV shows, man. You watch anything now. You're gonna get a laugh, man. You're just gonna laugh through every movie you've ever watched as a kid, man. You're just gonna laugh at it now. I'm sorry, I ruined everything for you.